Home half of the fourth inning, Cal Sefcik, Riker Waite, Sebastian Mexico. The three due to the plate for the Bourne Braves, who have a 1-0 lead over YD. And for the first time, YD sends a pitcher back out for a second consecutive inning. Josh Landry takes the mound. He pitched the third, faced the minimum against Bourne. He's back to work with his deliberate delivery, lifts the leg and fires. Off the end of the bat, foul. Lands in the YD dugout. A curveball. Looper that just crossed the outside part of the plate. And Sefcik kind of just stuck the bat at it.
Luke,
the ball just ballooned off the end of it.
Just so fun watching Josh Landry pitch. He's totally in command.
The 0-1. Popped up on the infield. First baseman Nedved closing in. He makes the catch. A last-minute snag almost behind his head approaching the YD dugout. Nevertheless, there's one gone.
Now batting from Vanderbilt, second baseman
Riker Waite now. He's 0 for
Waite.
1 with a strikeout. Faces Landry for the first time. It was Clay Hendry who struck him out. One of 2 strikeouts for Hendry. The only other time that YD was at Doran Park, Bourne blew them out 10-1. Now YD trying to exact revenge in Game 2 here. Final game of the regular season. First pitch to Waite. Squares the bunt, pulls it back, and the pitch is inside, 1-0. Pulled fastball from the big lefty. So YD has an off day tomorrow, as does the whole league. And then the first round of the playoffs start on Tuesday. The 1-0 from Landry. Waite squares the bunt again, pulls it back. The pitch is upstairs, 2-0. Just one out after the pop-up on the infield from Sefcik. Landry has just had a lot of success. He's only really had one bad outing in his first 3. 2-0. Waite squares the bunt, pulls it back again. This time it's a strike. On the inner part of the zone, a fastball, 2-1. He pitched against Brewster a couple of weeks ago, finished the final 5 innings of that game, and he was flawless. Ready for the 2-1. He winds and fires. Swing and a miss. Looked like the changeup from the lefty. Catches Waite chasing. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Landry from Hope International, where Scott Pickler has ties.
Another West Coast arm.
There's a lot of them on this squad. West Coast players, too, like Armando Briseño. 2-2 pitch coming. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with the curveball. Landry continues to just dissect the hitters that he faces. After a soft contact pop-out, he gets the K. There's 2 gone. It is really so uncanny to see someone pitch like Josh Landry at this level, but he does it in a way that works, which is even more impressive, let alone someone who tries it and has success. His fastball maxes out around 84 miles per hour. He faces Sebastian Mexico now, who's 0 for 1 with a K. The first pitch. Outside, breaking ball away from the left-handed hitter.
And this is why I still think it's important to be results-driven in baseball, because there's so much about how fast you can throw and how much movement and spin rate and yada, yada, yada. But if you're throwing 85 miles an hour and you're throwing strikes and getting results, that's all that matters.
Here comes a 1-0 pitch. Cracked out down the left field line. It twirls out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's about as far as you can. It's probably the furthest city from like big cities from the wall.
That's right. I mean, you said it. The analytics tell you to throw hard. Landry, I guess the only question would be, how long can you get away with this? He's trying to make a pro career out of it. You hardly ever see a professional pitcher throw below 90 miles per hour. 1-1. Outside, slider away from the lefty. 2 balls, 1 strike.
I mean, there's guys throwing like 93, 94 mile an hour changeups in the majors.
It seems like really it bottoms out around 88. If your fastball is slower than 88 miles per hour, that is almost an impossible sight. 2-1 pitch. Fouled back into the netting. The on-deck hitter Costello goes over to it and snags it. He's still trying to figure out who he should give it to. The ball boy was running past him with a bunch of new balls for home plate umpire Joe Gravina. He tried to hand it to him, but then he realized his hands were full. Nowhere to put it, so he kind of just tossed it back behind him into the netting. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on for Sebastian Mexico. Great start to his Bourne career. Landry trying to retire him. The 2-2 in the dirt. Changeup makes it 3-2. So a full count to Mexico, who in 3 games with Bourne has gotten off to a great start. He's 3 for 8. Here comes a 3-2 pitch. Off the end of the bat, foul. Mexico kind of just stuck his bat out and waited for the ball to hit it after he realized he had gone way too early. Credit to him for making contact even.
And then he realized he had to flick the hands or else it would have been a bunt.
And Landry realizes what he can do. He is not trying to pitch outside of himself. Here comes the 3-2. Outside fastball, and he walks him. So a long battle, 7 pitches long with Mexico, and it results in a base on ball. So there's a runner aboard with 2 outs for Luke Costello, who ripped a double his first time up.
Another thing with Landry, and as we talk about him and maybe a professional career of sorts, because he doesn't throw particularly hard, he has to utilize all of his pitches almost equally, which means these hitters have seen it once or twice through the order.
First pitch to Costello, breaking ball, strike.
So in terms of his longevity,
he would almost have to be a reliever if he was to have some career at the next level. And when it comes to relievers, you hardly ever see a reliever throw below, it seems like 93.
I was going to say 95.
Throw over to first.
In the majors.
Back with a dive for Mexico. Yeah, in the majors, you're not wrong.
You have to throw
95 is pretty average, I would say.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think about.
If you're a starter, you might be able to get away with 93, 94. Low 90s if you're a lefty.
Here's the 0-1. Curveball chopped to third. Slow roller for Hakopian. He sidearms the throw to first, and it's scooped up by Nedved on the cross diamond throw. Landry walks one and then gets right out of it. Continues to roll on the mound. He's through 2 innings of scoreless baseball. We'll go to the 5th inning. The score 1-0 Bourne on the YD Red Sox Broadcast Network. Brought to you by Red Jacket Resorts. Back here for the bottom of the first on the mound for YD. It's the righty Michael Catalano. The numbers for him on the season. That ERA at 5.48. Comes out for another start. He's been a regular starter for the second half of the season, particularly in July. And he'll start things against Adam Magpok, Dalton Wentz, and Brendan Lawson. Center fielder, left fielder, and first baseman for the Brewster Whitecaps, who took down Wareham last night, 7-1. Pretty fantastic all-around performance for a team that hasn't really been playing its best baseball. Catalano steps onto the mound. Magpok's getting ready to go. He taps the bat on home plate, spins it, and he's ready to go. Right on left matchup. First pitch from Catalano is a strike, fastball on the inner corner. The defensive alignment for YD, it's Connor Capisi and Michael Catalano, Dean Carpentier, Will Baker, Armando Burseño, Jack Bell around the infield. The outfield in just a moment. The 0-1 is hit hard out into left on a line. Crossland comes in, it drops out in front of him. Magpok has a leadoff single for Brewster on a hard liner out to left field. And that's how you get it started for the Whitecaps, who are trying to carry over some of that offense that they showcased last night into this afternoon's game. Of course, with Magpok on the base paths, the story is not about the hits that he's generated. It's about the stolen bases, 26 of them on the year. He is 1 away from breaking the Brewster single-season record. Dalton Wentz comes up now. He's been one of the hotter hitters, not only with the Whitecaps, but on the Cape. Throw over to Magpok at first. Naturally, he dives back in safely. With the amount that YD throws over to bases, trying to get some pickoffs, I can't imagine what's going to happen with Magpok over there. One of the most prolific base stealers on Cape Cod. Catalano working from the stretch. The pitch. Outside, ball 1, fastball at 89.
Yeah, and that's a little bit slower velo than we've seen from him at times this summer. Feels like he's sat closer to 92, 93 But later in the summer, maybe the velo a tad down.
Another throw over, the tag down on Magbach, very close, but he's in there safely. 23 innings pitched on the season coming into tonight for Michael Catalano. He had 27 at Oklahoma, so he's almost totaled what he did this season in spring ball, and you have to think the fatigue plays a factor at some point. Another throw over, that one's low in between the legs of Carpentier, and he snags it without a tag. Magbach is back in with a dive. Wind gusts up to 22 miles per hour today, so that's something to watch out for. They're swirling. The wind is blowing a little bit in right now, but it's kind of being blocked out by the trees. 1-0 pitch. Wentz squares to bunt. It is just outside. A curveball at 76, and he pulls it back. 2-0.
And something else to consider with Magbach at first. Sure, he's got stolen base speed, but Connor Capisi behind the plate has struggled a little bit. Just caught 4 runners stealing so far this summer on 23 attempts.
2-0. Breaking ball, sliced out toward left field, traveling toward the line. It drops in fair territory, and Crossland has the race for it. Magbach flying into third, the throw into second. Wentz is in there standing up. A single and then an extra base hit for Brewster to start things. And Dalton Wentz just continues to mash. Second and third, nobody out.
Now a 3-game hit streak for him, and in his last 5 coming into tonight, multiple hits in 4 of those. I mean, he has been seeing the baseball so well, and that time he's a little late on it, flies it out towards left field as it just trickled in down that left field line, maybe a foot, 2 feet right of the left field line, and now Brendan Lawson, one of the most dangerous hitters in the month of July, at the plate.
If we would have had one of those wind gusts while that ball was on its way through the air, there's a chance that maybe it would have dropped foul left of that left field line. First pitch to Brendan Lawson, bounces in the dirt. Blocked by Connor Capisi, both runners hold. Curveball 76. 58-footer in front of the left-handed hitting Brendan Lawson, who has been such a revelation for Brewster since he arrived on the Cape in early July. 347 hitter. The pitch. Fastball, and he grounds it hard to the left side, through the infield and towards Crossland again in left. 1 run scores. The throw coming home. Wentz scores as well with a slide. No tag at the plate. 2-0 Brewster, just 3 batters in on 3 straight hits.
And everything out towards that left side, too. These Brewster hitters going the other way that time. And that's just great contact by Lawson. Nice job from Bell to appear like he was going to cut that throw off, because it held Lawson at first base. Because if Bell doesn't make that attempt, then Lawson is in scoring position for the 4-hole hitter Maddox Mikalakis, who was excellent yesterday.
So after a top of the first inning that saw Alicea throw only 8 pitches and get 3 consecutive outs, this is Catalano's 8th. It's a curveball that drops in for a strike on the inner corner. 0-1 to Maddox Mikalakis. The third baseman hitting .292, his second full week with the Whitecaps. Another lefty batter, 4 straight to begin the game. The 0-1 is swung on and fouled off to the left side out of play.
And now multiple earned runs for Catalano in 4 consecutive appearances.
As he's gotten deeper into the season, has struggled a little bit more with early game dominance. Whitey shifts the infield over to the right side. 3 infielders play on the right, and a throw over to Lawson. The shortstop Briseño playing to the right of the second base bag. No balls, 2 strikes to Mikalakis. Nobody out. The pitch. Swings and fouls it straight back, out of play. We'll do the 0-2 again. Fastball at 90 miles per hour, high in the zone. Just underway here from Brewster, bottom of the first. A 2-0 lead for the Whitecaps. They've recorded hits on the first 3 batters of the ballgame. 0-2, the pitch. Breaking ball in toward the toes, and he slides his left foot out of the way, 1-2. Mikalakis has 4 RBIs on the season. Dalton Wentz has 21. Throw over to first. Back with a dive is Lawson. He was the 2-hole hitter that doubled. Did not pick up a 22nd with Magbach holding at third, but shows you the hitting he's done lately. 1-2. Fastball hammered down the right field line. Foul out of play. Lefty batter turned on a 92 mile per hour heater up and in. and shattered the bat in the process. He has to get a new piece of lumber. Goes over to the dugout, and one of his teammates, looks like Colin Priest, out of there to give him a new bat. He doesn't want that one, so instead he's going to go back into the dugout to get a new stick to finish the at-bat with. So Catalano has really struggled here with the first 4 batters of the game. Down 2-0 in a divisional matchup, game 38 of the season. Only 2 regular season contests remaining after today. He dusts off the pitching rubber, checks over to first, and now he steps back on. Jeff Merzell gives him the play sign. Michalakis ready to go with a new bat. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swings and pops one up on the infield. Left side, the third baseman Bell closes in, and he makes the catch in a natural third base position as he had to run over from shortstop where he was playing with the shift. There's one gone.
And it doesn't matter who the lefty is. YD always shifts against lefties, always has that infield shifted to the pull side. And that time, Bell has to range over from, as you said, that shortstop position. And it's actually turned to a pretty nice day today. That was a little bit cloudy, windy earlier, and now the sun's come out, so having to navigate that as well.
That sends Brody Delamalier to the plate with one gone. A runner aboard at first. Delamalier, a .276 hitter this season. First pitch is outside, fastball low. 1-0 to Delamalier. A single home run for him and a single RBI. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's it high in the air, foul, drifting back of home plate and up onto the hill behind us that leads to the concession stand and the restrooms. 5th matchup in the season series between these two teams. YD trying to gain an edge on Brewster in the tie-breaking category. 1-1 pitch. Hit high and foul again, right back of home plate, and that brings it to a 1-2 count. 90-mile-per-hour fastball low and away. Delamalier's in right field today. A little bit of a mix-up with the outfield. Dalton Wentz, who's normally a left-side infielder, plays a lot of second base as well. He's been moved to left field. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Curveball struck him out on the outer corner. And that's back-to-back outs after 3 consecutive hits to start things in the first for Michael Catalano.
Now batting.
Yeah, and important for him to get it via the way of the strikeout. Catalano is at his best when he's striking guys out. 33 strikeouts entering today, 5th most across any arm on the Cape this summer.
Brings in Carson Curse, starting shortstop today. .230 average for the season for him. First pitch. Hits it high and foul. Right back behind us here. Offset to the first base side, 0-1. Fastball at 91 miles per hour, low and away. 3 hits already for Brewster here in the bottom of the first. A throw over and hardly off the base. Brendan Lawson, neither was Dean Carpentier. And no real play over there at first. 0-1 pitch. High fastball, and it's too high. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs on a strikeout and a pop-up on the infield after a single, double, and a single that brings us to a 2-0 lead for the Whitecaps. Catalano comes set at the letters. His 1-1. Hit high in the air out to shallow right field. Toward the line comes Tarnish. He's into foul territory, and he makes the catch on the warning track, trailing toward the YD bullpen. An athletic grab from the Kentucky right fielder. We'll go to the second inning. 2-0 lead. Brewster scores on 3 hits. The score, 2-0 Whitecaps on the YD Red Sox Broadcast Network, brought to you by Red Jacket Resorts.